Hello everybody, my name's Tim, and today we will be doing Blackout poetry. So I decided to do Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for this because I felt like that would be a very fun book to go over. Every single kit should include 5 pages and a king-size Sharpie. I do recommend, if you own one, to also grab one of the Sharpie fine points. They are very useful whenever you get close to the words. The king size will sometimes make it to where you go into the words. I have a few examples here that kind of show it well. Right here, the A is kind of covered into, and so is down here. So it's just a good idea to have a fine point if you have one. So Blackout poetry is fairly simple. There's more advanced things you can do with it. Today I'll just be doing something simple, much like the example that I already showed you. But I do encourage you, with the additional sheets, to do something more fun. There's a lot of Blackout poetry that has drawings that you can do, or you can paint on it, other things like that. So I would encourage you to look at other images and kind of come up with your own idea. I also recommend having a piece of paper or something underneath your Blackout poetry whenever you're drawing across it. It's really bad about bleeding. This is the back side of the paper, and you can see how bad it came through. So just so that you aren't staining any of your tables. And with that out of the way, let's begin. So the first thing to do is look through all of your pages that you have, kind of just read what you have, and read front and back, see which ones you like which sides you like, and whichever one's your favorite, go ahead and work with that. So real quick, I'm going to read through this, and then I will come back to you. So now that I'm done reading, I've decided that I actually prefer this page right here. And so the next thing you kind of want to do is go back through the page, and so I'm going to set it right here, and then on this side, I have a notebook, and I'm just going to use it to write down words or phrases that kind of stand out to me. And with that, I'm going to kind of form, they call it Blackout poetry, but it doesn't have to be poetry. You kind of form a just sentence or a phrase or something that you want the piece of paper to say. Okay, so I messed up a little. I decided to add in another phrase, so I just wrote it down below. So now that I've written them out, I'm going to go in and highlight what I have. So the first word is going to be Snape. So I have Snape right here. And then I decided to go with was pale and his eyes were glittering, which is a phrase from right here. That'll finish that thought and kind of make a sentence right there. And then I decided to go with Harry shouted, Voldemort's coming back. So this is going to kind of make it look like Snape was evil and doing something to bring Voldemort back. Of course, that's not the premise at all. If you've read The Sorcerer's Stone, that's not at all what's happening right now, but it was a fun way to kind of twist it up and stuff, you know? So next, I am going to remove my book now that I have what I need underlined. And I'm going to start with my big marker, and I'm going to just start blocking out a lot of these lines here. So you could do it one of two ways. You can either kind of like cross them out like that, or you can do more of what like this is, where it's completely blacked out. Personally, I prefer like this, but there's even more that you could do where you could just like black out the entire page if you wanted and just make it all blacked out except this small phrase. So that's up to you. The way that I think I'm going to do it is I think I'm actually going to black out the whole page and just have the phrases left. So I'm going to quickly do that. All right, and so now we have our Blackout poetry. Snape was pale and his eyes were glittering. Harry shouted, "Voldemort's coming back." So this is what mine looks like. I'd love to see what each of yours looks like. I think that this is a really fun thing to do. There's lots of different things that you could do with it. I saw one of, in this book, whenever Harry's looking into the mirror and sees his family, somebody actually drew that on the page and blacked out certain words, or like left certain words uncovered. That was really cool. There's a lot of like floral patterns that people do. Some people just box around the words. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. I did all of mine with the king size marker, but the fine point would have let me go back in and kind of do things like this, kind of like clean up the edges and make it kind of sharper. So that's up to you. If you have one of these at home, I'd recommend using it. But if not, every kit does have one of these. So yeah, that I believe is about it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lot of fun with this and it kind of sparks a new interest for you. And yeah, have a great day, everybody. Bye.